So the video title wasn't just clickbait, it's exactly what it is. 5 things that I learned from failing in business. That's right, I'm shutting down Clarity Manufacturing. Clarity Manufacturing, as of last week, we are shutting down completely. So there's a lot of changes going through in that process. So I wanted to make this vlog very specific to what I'm going through right now and what I'm feeling. I know that I have posted multiple times on this vlog that this isn't going to be a scenario where I just talk about the good times and about how certain things are going well and certain things are succeeding, but I'm also going to talk about the bad times and maybe some things that aren't going quite the way that we expected them to go, and then some things that I've learned from that. I'm going to apologize right in advance because this is not an easy vlog for me to make. This is not the type of vlog that I typically make and the one that I want to be making. I know I spent the last couple of days just writing down some of my thoughts and some of the things that I've learned over the last year and a half of working at Clarity Manufacturing and working with the partners, Dan and Casey over there, and some of the things that I've learned. Just spent the last few days just writing down some of my thoughts, and I've actually sat down and tried to record this vlog before, so I apologize in advance if this isn't the typical scenario of building the business and growing Perception Engineering. But this is really what I've been working through, and this is the truth of business development, and this is really what I'm feeling. So here it is. So the number one thing that I would like to say is the top 5 that I've learned from building and failing at a business. First, just dream big. Do it. Go for it. Always take action on those ideas that you have that you think have traction and you can grow into something. If I didn't take action on this dream that I had for Clarity Manufacturing and partner up with these guys to make this happen, still to this day I would feel like it was something that I needed to do. You need to think about it this way. If you never act on your dreams, you'll never win. It's that one time that you act on a dream that actually is fulfilled that it happens. So dream big. Don't let that potential of it failing really bring you from dreaming and thinking about that next thing. I can't let something like this become a mindset that just sets me back and says, okay, you know, this hasn't gone the way that I wanted it to. Nothing else is gonna go the way that I want it to. So hey, I'm done. Set your goals high. The worst case scenario is that you miss those goals and you still end up higher than if you would have set a lower goal. I feel that way very passionately about Clarity Manufacturing. Where I am today personally is far above where I was a year and a half ago before I started Clarity Manufacturing. I do not regret one day. One thing to think about on this dream big idea, and the first thing that I've learned out of the top 5 of growing Clarity Manufacturing, is that you're more likely to succeed if you failed than if you've never tried at all. I mean, think about it. If you never tried at all, you have 0 opportunity to succeed. Or if you failed, at least you tried, and you have much more of an opportunity to succeed the next time. So it's like a stepping stone going up and getting to that level of success. It might take 1 year, it might take 10 years, but it's the opportunity and the idea that you're pushing and you're trying and you're not gonna give up. That's what's gonna get you there. That brings me to number 2. The number 2 thing that I've learned from failing in business, and that is start small. Over the last week, we were able to liquidate everything that Clarity Manufacturing owned. Clarity Manufacturing was in business for a year and a half and was successful into the fact that we don't owe anyone anything. We've learned a ton. Every single one of us has walked away from the business with more opportunities, more connections, more of a network, and more industry experience than we ever did when we started, and we don't owe anything for it. So what more can you ask when starting a business is that you start small so that when you exit, it's not gonna hurt your personal life. So many people think about, okay, I need to start a business, I need to generate that business plan. The reason I generate that business plan is so I can go out to the bank and get a loan. Well, you know what would happen if Clarity Manufacturing would have closed a week ago and we owed $100,000 to the bank for who knows what? Well, you know what would happen is that each of us would split that $100,000 and then we would be in trouble. So my number 2 thing that I learned is, and that I'm more than thankful for, is that start small. Dream big, but start small. That brings me to the 3rd thing that I learned from failing in business, and that is patience. I tell you what, I know this is just not in Clarity Manufacturing, but also in Perception Engineering, just life in general. I'm coming up on my 30th birthday, and one thing that every year that I feel like I gain more of, and that is patience. It's not something that comes naturally to me. I typically like to make decisions and make things happen and make things go quickly. But patience is something that Clarity Manufacturing, developing this business and having it closed down, is something that I've learned that I need more of. In general, with building a business, it does not happen overnight. It's hard work and dedication consistently that make things seem like they happen overnight. It takes time to get traction, and you need to have patience in order to make sure that you can fulfill the short-term expectations to customers in order to make sure that you can hit those long-term goals. I am the type of person that likes to make decisions, make them quickly, and move on. Even though you move quickly, doesn't mean that things happen overnight. I personally feel like perception engineering is heading in the right direction. I will not win tomorrow. I will not win next year. I need to set myself up for the expectation that it might take a long period of time. And that's not easy for me to do. The type of person that wants things now and wants things to happen now, I'm pretty sure I can relate with a lot of you when I say that I want things to happen now. But it just takes time. So the fourth thing that I've learned from failing in business sounds like a contradiction from what I just said, which was have patience. And this fourth thing is to move quickly. They need to go hand in hand. If you're having patience, that means that you have a long-term goal to reach, and it's gonna take time. Where move quickly means don't sit and dwell on the things that don't require dwelling. If you know what the outcome's gonna be, make a decision and make it happen. Clarity Manufacturing came to a point a couple weeks ago where we had a choice. We could either invest more money into the business or we could pull the plug. We made a decision, and then within 2 weeks, we had dissolution agreements done. We had all of the assets of the business sold. Within 2 weeks of making that decision, move quickly, make decisions fast. People dwell on things way longer than they need to dwell on them. I've run into scenarios where you have spent an entire week thinking about how to make a decision. You have the same data set in front of you, make a quick decision, and then move on. Okay, 80% of the time you're right, but at least you made a decision. On the topic of moving quickly, you need to start those conversations. A lot of what led to Clarity Manufacturing shutting down is the issue of communication. You have the opportunity to have conversations, but you don't have them. When I say move quickly, the only way that you're able to make decisions in a partnership is when everyone is on the same page. So that boils down even farther into communication. Make sure people are talking to each other. The fifth and probably most important is that God and family always come first. I started Clarity Manufacturing with two of my closest friends, which at the time had the exact same passion and dream for the business that I did. But I tell you what, people change, environments change, economies change, but at the end of all this, over the last couple of weeks with struggling with what's going to happen with Clarity Manufacturing and how are we going to close things down, the only thing that was consistent is faith and family. That's all that matters. So many times I get myself kind of locked into the business idea and get so passionate about either perception engineering or Clarity Manufacturing, where really I need to think about why I'm doing these things. Why does it really matter? Do I work to live? Do I live to work? Sometimes those things get a little bit fuzzy. Faith and family, that's what matters.